Have you ever wondered how Virginia responded to the Supreme Court's order to desegregate the schools? We're going to look at that right now. You may be familiar with the following clip, but we're going to start off with that illustrator.
What you doing in my school, boy? Man, this stuff is messed up.
Yeah, anything serious happened, they shut the school down and our season go down the drain. This here real messed up. But there are a lot of pretty women here. Hey.
Look at them, Gary. They hate us.
Just a bad day. Things will cool down.
No, Gary, they're always gonna hate us.
Hit me, boy.
As you can see from the clip, you know that when schools were forced to desegregate, there was much opposition and even violence. Many people were not ready to see black students and white students in the same neighborhood or the same school.
Sorry. Julius, this is Emma.
In 1954, after a collection of court cases were filed to the Supreme Court under the Brown v. Board of Education case, school districts across the country were ordered to desegregate. As seen in these photos, African Americans across the country celebrated this victory towards greater equality. Many white Americans, however, were not so enthusiastic about this victory. What many people don't realize is that once the Supreme Court passed this ruling in 1954, many schools were very slow to desegregate. Many places even had strong resistance and protests against desegregation. In Virginia, one of these protesters was U.S. Senator Harry Byrd. Senator Byrd formed a coalition to protect what he called individual liberties and preserve segregation. This group, known as the Defenders of State Sovereignty and Individual Liberties, pushed back against the Brown v. Board of Education ruling. Harry Byrd and his massive resistance colleagues created a pupil placement board that was run by the state to place students in schools. This board gave top precedence to families who opposed segregation. The massive resistance campaign, however, saw their biggest achievement when they cut off state funding for schools and closed any school, such as this one, that attempted to integrate. Many schools, such as this one in Prince Edward County, Virginia, were closed for years, and students were unable to obtain an education. In the years following, the court ordered the schools to integrate, but the Virginia state legislature kept fighting and found other, more passive ways to fight segregation. Many white families escaped desegregation by fleeing to the white suburbs. Many families also enrolled their children in private schools where black students were not allowed. By 1964, only 5% of black students in Virginia were attending public schools. After ordered by the court in 1959 to integrate, Prince Edward County Schools closed down the entire school district for 5 years. The state gave tuition grants for white students to go to private schools, but many black students were unable to receive any education during this time period. Finally, in 1968, a full 14 years after Brown v. Board of Education, the Supreme Court ruled these tuition grants unconstitutional and Prince Edward County Schools officially reopened, putting an official end to the massive resistance campaign. Many black students, however, especially in poorer areas, continued to be bused away from the white students and sent to schools with lower quality materials and buildings. In conclusion, these statistics put out by the National Education Association show that we still struggle with desegregation today. Hopefully you have enjoyed my video and learned a little more about the massive resistance movement in Virginia. Thank you for watching.